The bill passed by the National Assembly on May 26 in the Senate and June 3, 2010, and signed into law on August 10, 2010 by then President Goodluck Jonathan. The Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission Establishment Act 2010, popularly called Hyppadec, has been gathering dust on the shelves of the Presidency and the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing without anybody bothering about its implementation in the last 7 years and counting. Section 2 of the Act provides that the 13-member commission is to have its headquarters in Minna, the capital of Niger State in north-central Nigeria. And Section 3, subsection 1b specifically names Niger, Kwara, Kogi, Kebbi, and Plateau states as the Hyppadec states, with provision for any other state, including Kaduna and Taraba, where there are hydroelectric power plants currently under construction, to become member states as soon as power generation is launched on their facilities. The Establishment Act provides that the funding of the Commission shall be from 30% of the total revenue generated by any company or authority from the operation of any hydroelectric dam in any member state of the Commission. 2, 50% of money due to member states of the Commission from the ecological funds. 3, all monies raised for the purpose of the functions of the Commission by way of gifts, loans, grants in aid, testamentary disposition, and otherwise, and for proceeds from any other assets that may from time to time accrue to the Commission. Records, however, show that an amendment to Section 14, subsection 2A of the 2010 Hyppadec Establishment Act was sought by President Goodluck Jonathan even before the takeoff of the Commission. This was to review the contribution to the funding of the Commission by the company or authority operating the hydroelectric dams from 30% of their total generated revenue to only 10% of their profit. The 7th National Assembly did pass the said amendment in addition to also amending Section 3, subsection 1b to include Benue State on the list of Hyppadec states, but then President Jonathan never signed the amendment bill into law. Interestingly, without ever constituting the governing council or management of the commission, the federal government allocated 352.57 million naira in the 2011 budget, 247.50 million naira in the 2014 budget, 10 million naira in the 2015 budget, 82.176 million naira in the 2016 budget, and 150 million naira in the 2017 budget, including the 2018 budget as the takeoff grant program and establishment and upgrading of the headquarters of the Commission in Minna, Niger State. As we speak, most residents of the hydroelectric power producing areas in the Hyppadec state are not even aware of this interventionist agency of the Nigerian government that is to be domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing and should be responsible for the development of their communities. There used to be this idea of hydroelectric power generating areas development commission, Hyppadec. Have you heard about it?
We hear they say they will come and mount something, their machines here. Later than what they feed up back, they say NEPA is the one has the land. NEPA says they will not agree for them to come and occupy their land for something.
So I want to take and adopt the system of Niger data too here. Because the Hyppadec came, they interviewed them, they said they will do something. Hyppadec is made for the resettlement areas that have been affected.
Hello and welcome. This is Straight Talk. I am TV Tav in Abuja, the Nigerian capital. You can also join me in the conversation from around the world on my online platforms on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Nigeria's power state, Niger, in the north central, currently hosts 3 of the country's only functional hydroelectric power stations that have a combined installed capacity of 1,938 megawatts, with data, however, showing that only 1,060 megawatts are at the moment derived from the facilities. The 3 hydroelectric dams in Niger State are located in Jebba in Mokwa local government area, on the boundary with Kwara State, Kanji in Borgo local government area, and Shiroro in Shiroro local government area, with another 700 megawatt facility under construction in Zungeru in Wushishi local government area of the state that the authorities say will be ready to begin operation in 2019. This is River Shiroro in Niger State in north-central Nigeria, where the country has one of its major hydroelectric dams. And not until 2015, when the bridge across this river was constructed. And from the stories we've had from the indigents of this place, they were using canoes and other ferries to cross this river for as long as a bridge was not constructed. And the non-construction of the bridge up till 2015 only tells the story of the lack of infrastructure and other amenities in these host communities that are hosting one of the biggest infrastructure this country can boast of. What Nigerians know as Shiroro is made up of several communities, including Zumba, Shapkwana, Shaga, and Angwansoro, amongst others. Unfortunately, though the Shiroro Hydroelectric Dam and Power Station started operations in 1990, a number of these communities still do not enjoy power supply up till date. Angwansoro is one of the communities without electricity supply. The residents here only gaze at the high-tension wires that conduct the electricity generated from the dam located in their community to other parts of the country.
This community, they don't have anything to show in terms of social amenities, health, even the road. Even if they need cool water, they have to go town and buy it and come here, and they are seeing light from their neighboring people when they don't have light. And the distance between them and the neighboring community, I don't think it's even up to a kilometer. They went to Zumba, meet some associations, then talk to them as in pertaining their light issue. They say, okay, they don't have poles to support them, but let them go and cut poles themselves that they will mount if they will help them with the wire. But they do it, they keep the poles, they are over there, nothing has been, they didn't give them the wire, they didn't tell them, up to now they don't have any reply. Then went to north-south, then learn their complaint with the north-south pertaining the wires. The north-south still tell them they don't have anything to support them with. They don't have wires to give them, they don't have anything to support them with.
The story is neither good for the few privileged communities in the area that enjoy the amenity. Though electricity is available to them 24 hours in a day, the residents go through the same challenges every other neighborhood across the country experiences to have electricity supply from the national grid.
This issue of light, we are seeing it so. If you see the power supply here, it was as a result of the help of these NEPA people here. We are not operating from district. And we'll come down here and collect light bill.
But do you people, does this community have light 24 hours?
We don't have light 24 hours. At time when there's a problem like these people will disconnect us and they will leave us in darkness.
You pay for electricity?
We pay. Even now we are paying. Even there are some bills now they brought to us here now. We are paying regularly 1,500 naira each household. But grading engine they are paying at times 3,000 naira because they are business people. So these are things we are facing here.
It's still up to now. We are demanding for like transformers, because the transformers are, they didn't they are not enough. And the people that know about light, they tell us that we have to get more transformers because of the transformer that we have is almost overloaded. And we still, like 2 months ago, we sit with the state coordinator. I explained to him, he promised us that he will go to Nepal headquarters in Abuja. And since then, we didn't hear anything.
Okay, is it every community in Shiroro that has lights?
No. There is some, this village that you pass, Shakora, then promise them they will give them light. There's no light up to now. But there is some wiring. If you live here, just 2 years ago, the main village of Shiroro get light. That is which was called Jemi. There is under one Shaga, there is no light. So it's only, we have under village here, and Gwasoro is very closer to road. If you are going to Shiroro Dam, there's no light there. Place like Lambu, very closer to the secondary school of Nepal, there's no light there. So it's only us here, Zumba, are getting light. And we used to pay light bill, 1,500, which is you don't have bill, light bill, you don't have light bill, but you pay 1,500, and which is where we are feeding from. We are not feeding from commercial line. We are feeding from the NEPA light. Yeah, that's there we are getting light. But if something happened now, which was cost like 200,000 or 100,000, they will now follow around to get money again to do it. That's why sometimes we ask, this is our light money that we are paying, where is it going? Which account is going? Which is not a commercial line we are using. We don't even supposed to pay light bill here because we are not using commercial line.
The river Shiroro, where the dam is located, is a tributary of River Kaduna in neighboring Kaduna State. But as we speak, access to potable water remains one of the biggest challenges in the different communities in Shiroro. We spotted only 2 public boreholes in the whole of Shiroro area, with one in Zumba and the other in Angwansoro neighborhoods. But both facilities are out of use and have never been near enough to serve the growing population. We walked past some of the water bodies within the community that the residents rely on for their water needs. And we were also led on foot to one of the sources of water we are told is the cleanest and safest for residents of the area. It is a pond in the middle of farmlands where chemicals like fertilizer and pesticides are used by the farmers on the farms that surround the pond.
We use it to drink, to cook, to bath, and to wash.
People don't fall sick when they drink the water?
No. But some can sick, some not sick. We have problem of water and light and so forth.
This community, I was born in this community, be brought up in this community. So I'm individual of this community. So the challenge in this Zumba that we are facing in this our locality here, we don't have water, enough water. The general borehole that they made for us, it has problem. We are suffering from that is, even if we want to drink, until we went and buy from other people that have their own personal borehole. So we don't have our own, that is, we don't have the government one that we can be able to benefit. The one that we have, it has problem. So we need the government to assist us. And the problem is the engine. The engine has problem. And the tank also, if the government can be able to help us, the tank has problem also. So that we can be able to say, yes, next time when they are coming for their lally and other things, we'll be able to assist and come out for the election. But if they didn't show things, that is do things for us that we too will benefit, it will do somehow for us. We will not be able to come out and say, by the way, what are we coming to do? Whereby the government, they are not doing anything for us.
We don't have water here. We only have one general borehole here, one. Where they do together with the library and this road, where the promise us say they will do the 10-kilometer road. It's only one borehole we have in this Zumba. All the one we have is a commercial one. You will go and fetch each one jerrycan 10 naira. One jerrycan 10 naira.
So the dam, are your people using it for farming? Are they using it to farm?
Yes, some people, not all people will get place there to come and farm. That is why if you can look, you see corn everywhere, planting, but the dam, not all our people can use it because the fishermen around there, they are occupied everywhere.
Okay, so apart from the fishing, they are not getting water from the dam to supply to the community?
Yes, nothing. Nothing like that. They promised us for the past 15 years. Say they will lend pipes, they will give us water. Later we didn't hear anything. This thing started even before I grow like this.
Trekking to and from where the pond is located was an experience that brought us face to face with the unimaginable lack of road infrastructure in most parts of Shiroro community. The flood-prone terrain of the community brings one to terms with the disaster that is waiting to happen when there is excess rainfall or the gates of the Shiroro Dam are thrown open like in previous years, just to save the national assets from collapse and destruction.
If you are following this road, you see the Tacha road that they said they did, the tie, if you are told that's the road these people follow. For how many years? Almost 3 to 4 years ago. And see how the road is today. And they measured the whole community, including from here to Kuta Road there. There's a junction, Kuta Road leading to this side. They measured they took the measurement of everything that they are going to tie the whole road, 10-kilometer roads. But they only tied this one, which is 1.7 kilometer. The rest, they have not done anything about it.
They don't have roads, even the other road that we first coverage over there. So that small plank that is there, they are the one that gathered themselves, almost 25 of them. So they went there, they do the road because of their children, they should be getting way to school and coming back. So their children, if they are going to school, if there is rain, until they support them to cross the stream before they get to school. If they are not around, their children will come back to home because nobody will cross them over there and nobody will get them back.
We are told that the current location where residents of Shiroro now live is a resettlement area that used to be the farmlands of their grandparents. The community had to leave their ancestral homes, their original ancestral homes, over 30 years ago to give way for the construction of the 600 megawatt Shiroro Hydroelectric Dam and Power Plant that sits on an expanse of land measuring 31,200 hectares, with other adjoining areas vacated for the safety and security of the national infrastructure. We visited the palace of the chief of Shiroro, where we met the traditional ruler of the community, Musa Nor. Unexpectedly, the issue of compensation for the land appropriated from their grandparents and the resettlement of families and households seems to be a lingering and touchy issue for him and his subjects, who also spoke on the matter.
So they are paid in half. The remaining half, they say that they will come to give them. But up to now, they did not see anything. The land that they have been using is no longer being used now because the downside has occupied the place. So they need the North-South to come to assist. They come to assist them in terms of those things.
The compensation we are paid, to tell you the truth, it was not properly paid. Even the late chief of this place, traditional chief of this place, before he died, he was emphasizing on it, that there are some money they're supposed to come and settle us here. A part of how much were they even paid then that time? It was just a meager something. They changed maybe like 5 naira. When the Gwari people saw 5 naira bunk, like you think it's a big money. So they will just carry their bag and fill that 5 naira. But to build a house with that money will not build a house. Talk less of having farmland. Like now, we don't have farmland. We will beg the NEPA people here to help us to give us farmland, where we are farming now. Others we don't even have farmlands. Some of our Gwari people are not more even in this community. Some of them have demarcated to other places, like Ubuni side, Second Power side, and other places, just looking for farm, where they will farm. Otherwise, there's no farmland here. We are facing problem with the management. At times, when we farm there, they will decide to send us away. That is Nepal land. And if they send Nepal land, we have nothing there to say, well, we are not cheated by anybody. If you look at it, you find out our own people, they were involved in cheating us. Those who they said were representing us that time, during the resettlement time. And that's the problem we are facing up to today.
During our fathers, most of them they didn't go to school, they don't know anything about it. Then just promise them we are the first village there. They said they should live there, come back here, then we build houses for them. Then now promise them, say, any house, maybe, local living. One house they can live like 30, 20. So maybe they say they will build 1 bedroom room for them. How is going to contain them? They now starting paying 5 naira at that time. Then you give them a bunch of 5 naira. Just like this tower that lead to Abuja. I had land there. That time I bought that land 1,700. I bought the land 50 by 50 land. Then now come and give me 800 naira for compensation. I said I will not collect 800 naira. And then carry it and still then do the work. Because I have no any power to stop or anything. Most of us that affected us. And we have no any option. Yeah.
Okay. What was Shiroro as an electricity generating company? What would you people want the Nigerian government to do for you?
What we want, at least every year, our children, they should pick even 2 or 3 people, give them scholarship to go and read, to go and go school. 2 or 3 every year. So that, like now, this Nepal, we don't have any senior staff that is indigenous here. We don't have. Place that our people used to go land and generate money to send us to school. Nepal has occupied it. And we have there's no any business here that you can do, say, it will, unless people that has power to go out.